thank you for the super chat. Somebody sent a super chat. Commando Spawn, thank you for the super chat. Do you believe in Shibaswap 2.0 will make Shiba Inu blow up to a cent? So no, right? Getting to a penny is going to be very difficult. In seeing a ton of burns that we need to have, right? We need to see that decrease the supply, and we have not seen that at all. We haven't even seen a glimpse of burning off enough. We need to burn off 1 trillion before we can start to really make a lot of those claims. I would love for it to go to a penny. I would love for a platform to get it to a penny, but I wouldn't say that. No matter what use case we can see within it, unless we see that supply decrease down for Shiba Inu, it doesn't make sense why any use case will, or any platform or any use case will get this to a penny or get this to a $6 trillion market cap. It's something that I don't believe could happen there. However, decreasing that supply and getting it to a higher price point, but a lower than $6 trillion market cap is definitely more feasible. So I would say no. Most of the things hovering around Shibaswap benefit Bone and Leash and all of the other things of the ecosystem, but it doesn't really benefit Shiba Inu that much, if at all. Just waiting for Ludic to be back at $1 billion market cap. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get up. It's gonna take its time. It's gonna get up there. But we have a big community behind it. People that truly do believe in the project and want to create utility for it. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't believe utility is where we should mainly focus on. We need to understand not only increasing the volume there by creating more interest that's there, but we need to see an impact on the volume that's already here. If we have majority of the volume, 90% of the volume, 99% of the volume in CEXs, we need to find a way to implement some sort of burn, something, in the CEXs. I don't know how we do it, but we should be able to implement something. And I really don't know how. I really don't. I'm trying to think of how you can force their hand in a way to basically say whatever they're doing in rewards or whatever they're doing there, you can decide to create that benefit on chain versus what's happening off chain, but you can't, right? I would love to say, any volume that happens on chain, we would love to see the burns, or sorry, any volume that happens off chain, we would love to see the burns that happen on chain, but there's no way to translate that because it stays off chain. And if it's staying off chain, then you can't see that burn translated to the on chain side. So it's so tough to figure out how you can do that. And I know they tried to do that with the burns, where you have the burns that are happening and they take a certain amount and put it into the community pool. And it's like, okay, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It seems like it would be a bad thing because then it forces, CZ to take a look at the burns and go, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want half my money to go towards these burns. And then there's nothing that happens there, and they don't do those burns that we already seen. So it's so tough. I want to find a way, but it's so tough. Signs point to Q4 launch. Thoughts? I mean, it's just so ridiculous that it's going to take this long to put out the Shibarium platform when the overall thought process was for it to launch in Q3. Like, what happened that delayed it that much, right? Typically, when you see a delay, you're like, all right, I'm delaying it a few months there. I'm delaying it a few weeks or something like that. But seeing it delay by, a whole year, a year and a quarter or something, and maybe even more than that, is ridiculous. And then on top of it, not to get the information of how it's going to benefit Shiba Inu, and it's not going to benefit really at all because it all depends on how many transactions that happen, right? If we see a certain amount of transactions that happen, and we know that we're going to have enough to burn off. And also, if you see a certain amount of transactions that happen, it really benefits Bone the most, right? Because Bone does have those fees, and you're seeing majority of that fee go into Bone versus looking at, the Shiba Inu side of it, where you have that base fee and you have it split at a certain level for that penny that's going through, or less than a penny that's going through. it benefits Bone a lot more with all the transactions that are happening. And even as we go through millions upon millions of transactions, we're burning nothing worth of Shiba Inu. So it doesn't really make people excited. And people are excited about what it could be and what they could change it to be. But honestly, anytime we've speculated about them changing something because the community isn't happy about it, they don't do that. So I don't know. I really don't have any thoughts on it. I know people are going to be sort of excited, but like I said in one of my videos, it's about like the boy who cried wolf, right? Where they talk about how it's going to benefit Shiba Inu in such a large way for so many different projects, and we become now we've become desensitized to any type of news that comes out for Shiba Inu. By that time, we're going to look at it, and there's going to be no movement in the market at all for SHIB. And maybe it's just have movement because of the people that are invested into it. But when it comes to Shibarium itself, we might not see a ton of movement because of that. You know, does that make sense?